Are you willing to do what is required? And if the answer to that question is yes, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You will hit the target. You will hit your goals. And you will build a life for you and your family that you couldn't even imagine or dream of. Let's go. I want to talk to you guys about a framework for hitting your goals and bridging the gap between where you are and where you want to be. What does it look like? How do you do it? That's what I want to talk to you guys about here today. And I genuinely and impactfully think it will make a big difference in your ability to hit your targets, hit your goals, because you all have them. A lot of you guys have big goals when it comes to your family. You have big economic goals. You might have lifestyle goals. You might have spiritual goals. You might have fitness goals. You have goals in every area of your life. Goals when it comes to your marriage, when it comes to the way you raise your children. We all have different goals. And the question is what's the difference between those that don't hit their goals and those that do? Because you've all made a big decision. That's why you're listening to this right now. You've made a decision that you want to do something great with your life. And you're here because you're seeking out information. You're seeking out the knowledge that can help you go on to do something great with your life. So what is the separator? The separator is the strategy. The separator is the strategy. Like, I know you work hard. Most people work hard. But the question is there strategy behind what you're doing? Is there an emotional attachment behind what it is that you're doing? What is your framework for hitting and smashing goals? And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. Building a framework for hitting your goals and smashing your goals. So I'm going to give you 7 points here today. Number 1, what do you want? What income milestone do you want? What type of business do you want? And I'm going to talk to you specifically about business stuff today, but you can take this framework and you can apply it to your marriage. You can take this framework, you can apply it to every area of your life, your health, your faith, all of it. But I want to give you this framework specifically on business here today, and that's going to be more of my conversation. So number 1 is, what do you want? What are you looking to accomplish? What do you want your business to look like? What amount of revenue do you want to do per year? What type of income do you want to make? What is the target? We need to identify what the target is. Number 2, we need to identify why we want it. Why do you want that income threshold? Why do you want a business that does that amount of revenue? Why do you want a business that's helping that amount of families? Why do you want that income? Why do you want it? Why is it important to you? What is the emotional attachment to it? See, guys, emotion creates motion. And so if there's no emotional attachment to what it is that you're trying to accomplish, the likelihood of you going into the correct motions to hit the target and get what you want is slim to none. There's got to be an emotional attachment to what it is that you do, not only for the sake of having the desire to go do it, not only for the sake of being able to get yourself to do it when you don't feel like it, but also for the sake of using your mind as a weapon to help you accomplish the goal in the milestone. Matt, what do you mean by this? Well, guys, we have our conscious mind and we have our unconscious mind, our subconscious. And when something goes from a thought to a belief, when something goes to I want it, to I have an emotional attachment to it. There's an emotional attachment. When there's an emotional attachment to something, it enters your unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind and the subconscious mind has something called an RAS, a reticular activating system. And what it does is it will go to work to filter in whatever is important to you. So if you have an emotional attachment to a goal, your RAS will go to work to filter in relationships, resources, knowledge, associations. It will filter in opportunities for you to be able to hit that goal. So if you have a goal and it's just like, I just want to hit it, that's not enough. There's got to be an emotional attachment to the goal. Why do I want this goal? Why do I want this income milestone? Why do I want my business to look like this? And if there's an emotional attachment to it, your mind will now go to work. Your RAS will now go to work to filter out things that keep you from getting that goal. And it will filter in the things that will help you get that goal. But there's got to be an emotional attachment to it. It can't just be a generic, I want to hit this promotion, or I want to hit this milestone, or I want to make X amount of money. It's not enough. There has to be a level of emotional attachment to it. Emotion triggers motion. So if there's an emotional attachment, in the morning when you wake up, you're tired and you're exhausted because of the emotional attachment to your goal, you will most likely enter a motion, go into motion where you actually go work towards getting that goal. You catching this right now? You picking up what I'm putting down, hearing what I'm saying, tasting what I'm cooking? All right. So number one is, what do I want? Number two is, why do I want it? Here's number three. What volume is required to get it? How many hours do I need to work? How many phone calls do I need to make? How many appointments do I need to be on? How many sales do I need to make? How much production do I need to do? How many leaders do I need to develop? How many sales representatives do I need to have? What volume is required? So let's say you have a goal, and in order to accomplish that goal, you need 10 people that are qualified to be able to sell product to hit that goal. Based off the average revenue that each sales rep creates, now you look at it and say, okay, I know that my average licensed agent, my average sales rep will generate this amount of revenue. So I need X amount of sales reps, X amount of licensed agents in order to hit that revenue. Now you have an understanding of what number you need. What is the number that you need in order to hit your goal? So you know what you want, you know why you want it. What volume is required in order to get it? How many hours do you need to work? How many appointments do you need to be on? We need to identify that. Because if you're just shooting from the hip blind, you're not going to hit the target. You need to know. How much premium do you need to submit? You need to know these things. Number four, what is my plan? So if I know what I want, I know why I want it. I know what is required. I know the numbers and the metrics that is needed. Now, what is my plan to actually turn that metric into a reality? Because I can tell everybody I'm going to make $1 million this month. I know exactly how much premium I need to write. I know exactly how many sales I need to do. I know exactly how large my sales force needs to be. I can know all of those things. But what is my plan to go from where I am to actually hitting that metric that hits the target? What is my plan? What does my schedule need to look like? What is my plan to increase my recruiting volume? What is my plan to increase the amount of sales that I'm doing? What is my plan to increase the amount of people that I have that can sell a product all on their own? What is my plan to hit the metric? So that's question number four. You need to identify a plan. And I would encourage you to take some time, whether it's today or tomorrow, and get clear on what that plan looks like. Number five, we need to identify what are the threats. What are the threats? You could have the biggest goal in the entire world, and that's fantastic, and I want that for you. But if we don't see around the corner and anticipate what could distract us from that goal, what could keep us from hitting that goal, if we don't see around the corner and put proactive measures in place that keep us on track, the likelihood of us hitting the target is once again slim to none. We need to see around the corner. What are the threats? The threats could be a bad relationship. The threats could be bad associations. The threats could be certain holidays. The threats could be an addiction. The threats could be so many different things. You need to identify what are the things that take me off track, what distracts me, what takes me off my game, what triggers me into a negative emotional state, what makes me angry, what takes me off my game, and you need to proactively eliminate it out of your life. You need to proactively eliminate anything that could become a threat. Very important. Our military does that every day. They are proactively taking out threats to make sure that our country can continue to operate in the way that it is. It's just the game. It's part of this game. What are your threats mentally? When I hang around this person, they say things like this, it triggers me into this state, and it makes me not want to work. Okay, remove that person out of your life. But their family, love them from a distance. Sometimes the people you're doing it for are the people that send you the most discouragement. Sometimes the people you're doing it for are the people that send you the most doubt. And you're just sitting there like, can you just support me? Can you just see my vision? Can you just trust the fact that I'm going to get this done? And they don't. And that doubt inserts doubt into your own mind. And that doubt in your own mind leads to a lack of belief. And that lack of belief leads to a lack of confidence and a lack of faith. And without faith, you have nothing. There has to be a belief that you can get it done. And so if you are allowing threats into your life, you are going to get taken off track. Anticipate what could go wrong and then proactively put up blockades that keeps those things from actually happening. See around the corner. Number 6, who do I need to become? I have this goal. Who do I need to become in order to hit the goal? What skill sets do I need to have? What mindset do I need to operate with? What leadership capacity do I need to increase? If I have a goal, who do I need to become? What skills do I need to have? How do I improve as a leader? Who do I need to become in order to hit the goal? Because if you were the person you needed to be to hit the goal that you would have the goal already. If you were the person that you needed to be to earn the income that you want to make, you'd be making the income already. If you were the person that you needed to be to have the lifestyle that you want to have, you would have the lifestyle already. So if you are not where you want to be, it's because you are not who you need to be. Let me double click on that. If you are not where you need to be, it's because you are not who you need to be. So if you want more, you need to become more. If you want change, then you need to change. Your inner world creates your outer world. What dominates your thinking will determine the outcome of your life, and whatever you think about the most, you will move towards. Your income grows at the rate that you do. Your net worth is a reflection of your self-worth. The more you value yourself, the more you will value your business. The more you value your business, the more valuable your business will become. If we get better, every area of our life will need to get better. Who do you need to become? What leadership frameworks do you need to know and understand? What about leadership do you need to learn? What about our products do you need to learn? What about the systems do you need to learn? What skill sets do you need to develop? Do you need to become better with people? Do you need to become better in sales? Do you need to become better in leadership? Do you need to improve your understanding of human nature? What skills do you need? Who do you need to become? Last but not least, number 7, am I willing to do what's required? Because I could have the biggest goal in the world. I can know exactly why I want it. I can understand the volume that's needed in order to get it. I could have a plan to hit that volume. I can anticipate threats and eliminate them. I can have an understanding of who I need to become. But if I'm not willing to do it, it does not matter. It does not matter. You need to ask yourself a serious question. Am I willing to do what's required? Only you can answer that. I can't answer that question for you. But what I do know is that if the why is big enough, you will always figure out the how. Are you willing to do what is required? And if the answer to that question is yes, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You will hit the target. You will hit your goals. And you will build a life for you and your family that you couldn't even imagine or dream of. Because how can you crave something you've never tasted? And some of you have never tasted what you want. Some of you can't even imagine what you want yet because you haven't even been in a situation where you can experience it just yet. But the more you start to win, the more you start to do the things that we talk about today, the more you will start to experience that life. And the easier it becomes to crave it. Because now it's on your taste buds. And when it's on your taste buds, just like ice cream, you can't get it off.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.